The safety car's out for a second time in this.
Hi, I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
Hello everybody and welcome to round number 9 and episode number 9 of the Formula 1 2017 McLaren career mode. We've just had an upgrade to our engine once more, because that's obviously what we've been piling all of our focus into this season. As you can see there, we're continuing to update our engine as we progress over the course of the season. So Austria, it's a circuit that seems easy, but certainly not as easy as it may seem. And in fact, I really did show that through turn number 1 in my practice session. I found it so difficult to perfect turn number 1, and I don't think I ever really got the hang of it too much. So I was just checking with the different R&D pieces there, but I decided to focus all of my energy on developing the engine upgrades. On to the first practice session then, and it was the track acclimatization program, and this just shows how difficult this circuit was. I was not expecting turn number 1 to be this difficult. Ran slightly wide, bit of oversteer, and I got oversteer almost every single lap through that turn, and it really confused me. As we continued through the practice session, then I was running behind Palmer, I believe this was, going into turn number 2, and he locked up. I got through up the inside and then caught the outside of the corner, just that little bit of a curbing that's on the outside of turn number 2. On through the practice sessions, and this is practice number 2, and that just shows the amount of oversteer I got into turn number 1, somehow keeping it out of the tyre barrier. Through practice number 1 then, actually that was still in practice number 1, it started to get really dark as I had Sebastian Vettel try to get past me through the final turn. As we've got 10 seconds left on the clock, I want to get a lap in. We tap him, we've got slight damage on the front right of our wing now. Through the final turn we've got damage on the left side of our wing. So Vettel's pretty much ruined our lap. We got across the line with 1 second to go, so we've just got on to another lap in practice here. As we go through into turn number 1, we tap the rear end of Vettel. We've gone around, and I believe that's going to be a penalty. Yes, a 5-place grid penalty. Here it is from the spectators' cameras into turn number 1. Just tap the rear end, big slide, but look at the hold on that drift. I have to admit that was quite cool. But a 5-place grid penalty come the race. Into queue number 1 though, and we're currently sitting in P16 in session, trying to get into queue number 2. We cross the line. In what position do we come? We actually finish the session in P number 11, so we got through to queue number 2. In queue number 2, we're sitting in P number 9 as we go over the apex. We were up on our lap time, but it doesn't matter because that lap time will still put us in to queue number 3. Unfortunately, on that third qualifying session, I just wasn't able to replicate my performance in the first 2 sessions. We just weren't able to get in a decent lap, as you can see, running wide, wobbling, and then ending up crashing into the barrier out of the session. It was amazing as we did get through into queue number 3, which has never happened before, and it's showing promise with our engine upgrades that we might actually be able to get some really good positions over the next few races heading into the second half of the season.
What a beautiful backdrop to a motor race. We're here in the Styrian Mountains, of course, and they've watched over some cracking races throughout the history of this Grand Prix. Controversy, of course, think back to 2002, but also great joy. Do you remember Niki Lauda's historic home victory in 1984? The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. Anthony Davidson joins me to talk you through the action here today at what is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant? Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Massa, Perez, Ocon, and Roman Grosjean. Hülkenberg, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, and Kvyat, a McLaren, Sainz, Jolyon Palmer, and Fernando Alonso. Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
To the formation lap here at Austria then, and I am looking forward to it. I mean, we did really well in qualifying. We just get a little bit of a jump start there, but we did really well in qualifying, and then the penalty pushed us down to 15th because we did finish in 10th, of course, in the session. But I think this race is going to be interesting as we get onto the grid now reforming as we get ready for racing, and I'm hoping to get quite far up the grid, maybe into that top 10, bearing in mind where we did originally qualify before the penalty that we accumulated. On to the first lap though, here we go, getting ready, revving up the engine, going to try and maintain the optimal RPM. We've done it well off the line. A really good start though is get to the back of the Haas. We move to the right hand side, we get alongside Magnussen now, alongside with Sainz as well. So that's Kvyat. We're on the outside. There's a little bit of contact with Magnussen and then with Kvyat. As we are through on the exit of turn number 1, we're up to P number 13, up 2 positions through turn number 1. We're now heading up to turn number 2. We're going to try a late braking move up the inside. Yes, we do. We're now past Ocon side by side with Hülkenberg. In fact, it's 3 wide with Grosjean and Hülkenberg. We get a really good exit though, past Grosjean, past Hülkenberg. We're up into a top 10 on the exit of turn number 2. And now we are behind Lance Stroll in the Williams. We look for the inside. We were able to do it, but we have to back out slightly because we've cut the corner very slightly. Now tap on the rear end of Stroll, no damage, but we are still going to stay really close to the Williams. In fact, so close, we're only going to sneak it up the inside on the exit of the turn, middle of sector number 2. And we are up to P number 9. We head up towards the final 2 turns, so very fast indeed. We've got Stroll all over our slipstream. He's going to move to the right hand side, move for the inside into the penultimate turn. We leave enough room on the inside, but Stroll's not able to do anything as we go into the final turn. The next lap then, we've got Hülkenberg behind us as he's overtaken Stroll. He goes to our inside, easily able to get past us in the Renault. We leave enough room on the inside because I'm not sure how fast I was going to run into there. And we are going to lose that position to Hülkenberg at the moment. We're going to try and stay in slipstream, see if we're able to do anything as DRS is now being enabled on lap number 3 out of 36 in this race. Slightly over the apex, a little bit of oversteer. And nothing else happened in that stint as we come into the pit lane on the end of lap number 6. It is actually going to be a stop for Supersoft, so our first of 2 stops in this race. Coming out on those Supersofts, the compound tyres, and we are in last. As other people did their stops, so we came out at the moment sitting in 18th. As Sainz comes out of the pit lane, we go into the safety room, we move to the left-hand side. Not able to do anything at the moment. Our engine has a lot of wear, and I will be changing it ahead of Silverstone. We look to the inside into turn number 2. They're going to run side by side with Sainz on the inside. We're going to have a little bit of oversteer, big moment of oversteer, and we're going to be losing that. Now look at the track map here. I have to point this out. There are 3 slow cars on this track, 2 in that first sector. One of being is Fernando Alonso out of this race, and actually no, that is in the corner we've just gone through there. So Alonso we've just passed, but there is someone else out of the race as well. There's one car with engine issues, which is Kvyat, I believe, and one of the cars Alonso has retired, and the other car is a Sauber. It's Pascal Wehrlein out of this race. 3 engine issues in the same lap there, 2 causing retirements here on lap number 12 out of 36 as we continue through. In fact, the safety car comes out at the next lap because of the very slow Daniil Kvyat as well, and that is crazy. 3 engine issues have caused a safety car to come out here at Austria. We are going to be taking advantage of this, in fact, and we are going to be coming into the pits for soft compounder tyres, hoping that these tyres will be able to take us to the end of the Grand Prix. So we're looking at running these compound tyres for 23 laps. and it's going to be interesting to see where we do it. End of the safety car period though, we rejoin in 17th, which is about where we were. I think that's exactly where we were before the safety car actually came out. But we're about to go green, hoping for a good restart. We look to the inside of Stroll into the final turn. Can't do anything as the green flag comes out for us. We're going to look into the final turn, and we have been able to get past the Williams and now have Carlos Sainz in front of us as we move on to lap number 18. They're side by side in front of us into turn number 1, and it's going to be the Sauber going very weirdly indeed, almost tapping the rear end of Sainz. Ericsson drops behind, but we almost got damage from that. Luckily we didn't, and as we are now up into P number 15, which is when we qualified, we're going to look to the inside of Sainz, maybe into turn number 2 from very far back, able to cause a gap, but Sainz just sort of leaves it open for us. We're able to squeeze through up to P number 14, a very poor exit. I believe that's the lap car. That is Daniel Kvyat, our rival, our new rival, of course, since we drew the rivalry with Alonso. And Daniel Kvyat is going to fall behind by a lap. As we're now into P number 9, we've got Palmer and Magnussen battling it out here. We get a big oversteer on the exit of turn number 2. We're going to move to the inside on the exit. We can't quite do it, sitting behind the Renault at the moment. We're going to look for the move into turn number 3. No, we stay behind. Lock up from Palmer though. We get caught on the rear end of the Renault and we are through. And in fact, that Haas car is Grosjean, not Magnussen. On to lap number 25 then in this race. There's another yellow flag. Kimi Raikkonen's out. Oh my word, we have another engine retirement, and this time it comes from the race leader. Kimi Raikkonen out from the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. To go on to lap number 29. We are now into P number 4 in this motor race. This is amazing. We've actually been able to get into a top 5 thanks to the safety car, thanks to our pitch strategy, and just thanks to everyone's engine blowing. In fact, there's another engine blowout here. Who is it this time? The safety car's out for a second time, and this time it's the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. The second safety car of the race is out. As we start the race with 6 laps to go. We're in 4th, right behind Perez. Not a good restart though, as we aren't able to attack the car in front of us. We're not able to attack that Force India, and we've got a Red Bull directly behind us. Max Verstappen will look feisty, and I think it's easily going to be able to get past us with this Renault-powered Red Bull car as we go on through the main straight here, and he is going to move to the left-hand side. The Red Bull is easily going to be able to get through. Try to get to this stream. We're going to try to attack back into turn number 2. We dive completely up the inside. Double lock-up, though. We're going to go out wide, but here comes Verstappen. We've had a little bit of a tap, and we've damaged our front wing very slightly with 4 to go. But we're down to P number 5. Now we've got Grosjean all over our rear as we go through into turn number 3 behind Verstappen. On to the penultimate lap of the race though. As you can see, the cars behind are really starting to drop off. As we go into turn number 1, there's another yellow flag out from that group behind us. There's another engine blowout. Who is it this time? Who is it going to be as we come through along the main straight? It's Lewis Hamilton, the championship leader. The championship leader is out with Sebastian Vettel, who's second in the championship, leading this race. In fact, he's going to come across the line to win the race. He's going to take the lead in the championship, but we're going to get our best results so far this season. 5th position from 15th on the grid. That is fantastic. What a race it has been.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Sebastian Vettel takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Today, I'm going to give it to the McLaren driver. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula 1, so it was a great effort.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari moved to the top of the table. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
What a race it has been then. 2 safety cars, 5 engine retirements, and a 5th position from us. Now, I was going to try and get this video out last Thursday. I do apologise for not getting it to you last Thursday. I just had a lot of things coming on. However, we will be having a video this Thursday, and that will be the Silverstone race. And to make sure we're getting it this Thursday, I have already recorded it, and it's only Saturday at the moment. So it's all recorded, just needs to be edited. So we will definitely have that this Thursday. Be sure to also keep an eye out on the channel, because there will be a few more videos coming out as well as career modes in some of the new games that are due to be released, and some that have already been released. Be sure to keep an eye out for that, and be sure to subscribe so you get notified when we do put up a video and when we go live too. And if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching here. I am Joseph Wright, and this was the career mode. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.